We gratefully acknowledge the Haudenosaunee and Abenaki, on whose ancestral homelands we gather, who have for generations stewarded the lands and waterways of this place that is now known as the Adirondacks. Their heritage is our heritage. When making decisions, these native peoples place the effects on future generations paramount. We honor this legacy today as we inspire, challenge, and proudly support all students. Please remain standing for the duration of the Pledge of Allegiance, the national anthem, and our school's alma mater. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. I would like to ask Brock Fleischman to come to the stage for introductory remarks.
Good evening, everybody. It's an honor to come up here and give an opening remarks in front of all of you. I'm extremely thankful and grateful for my classmates who have nominated me, and my friends and teachers and my family for pushing me to new heights. I know none of us want to endure the heat of the gym longer than we have to, so I'll get straight to the point of the speech. Once you throw your cap in the air, you will be done high school. The next exciting chapter of infinite possibilities will begin. But only you get one shot and one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. So don't waste it. Don't live a life that society tells you to live. Don't let anyone say you can't do that or think realistically. Because you know what? There's a 99% chance that the person who said it because they're sitting at home miserable and regretting the life decisions that they've made to get them to that point. If you have a job that makes you miserable when you come home, are you really living a successful lifestyle? Or are you just going through the motions because someone said you should? So that's why I ask you to never settle for anything less other than your definition of success. Whether that's going out and being a multimillionaire, or maybe you're coming back home to Tupper Lake and settling down with a family of 4. Whatever you deem as successful, I want you to go live that dream. And don't get me wrong, not every day is going to be sunshine and rainbows. There are going to be bad days. There are going to be days where you fall flat on your face and just plain out fail. But everyone gets those bad days. You know what? There's always tomorrow. Tomorrow holds so many wonders and opportunities. You'll forget about the bad things because you're living in a world where the past doesn't define us, but what we do when we bounce back does. If you're given $1,000, right, and then you drop $10 in a lake, are you going to be freaking out because you lost $10 and, oh my God, now I'm going to lose more because I'm so conscious about losing these $10? Or are you going to be grateful that you got $990 left and you're going to spend it to the fullest? So, if I can leave you with one thing, the meaning of life is to be happy. If you could say on your deathbed that you lived a happy life, did what you wanted to do, saw the sights that you wanted to see, and lived the experiences that you wanted to live, then you did a good job. You won the game of life. And just remember one thing. Shoot for the stars, so if you fall, you will always land on a cloud. Thank you all.
I'd like to just make a note, program correction before I begin. Hannah Callahan should show that she completed a senior capstone project. So our apologies, Hannah. That should be marked in the program. Okay. Good evening, families, faculty, staff, members of the Board of Education, and most importantly, the class of 2026. Tonight is a celebration years in the making. For your families, this moment feels like it arrived far too quickly. It seems like just yesterday you were taking your first steps, climbing onto the school bus for the first time, and heading off to school with a backpack that seemed almost as big as you were. For your teachers, it feels like we blinked. It seems like only yesterday I had many of you in my 4th grade class. And I imagine for you, it probably feels like this day took forever to arrive. But here we are. The diplomas are ready, the caps and gowns are on, and the countdown is over. So tonight, I'd like to speak about wings. Spread your wings and fly. It's a familiar phrase, but when I was reflecting on what I wanted to say today, I decided to think a little bit more deeply about that. Because wings aren't something you receive tonight when someone hands you your diploma. They've been growing your whole life. Every challenge you've overcome, lessons you've learned, setbacks you've endured, friendships you've built, every time you failed and chose to try again, those experiences became the feathers on your wings. And the people who encouraged you, challenged you, believed in you, and refused to let you quit become the framework that make those wings strong. Your families, teachers, coaches, friends, community. And now comes the part that can feel both exciting and intimidating. You have to trust those wings. Some of you are heading to college. Some are entering the workforce, pursuing military service, technical training, apprenticeships, opportunities that haven't even revealed themselves yet. The destinations are different, but the challenge is the same. Trust yourself enough to leave the ground. The truth is that very few people ever feel completely ready for life's next chapter. Adults don't. Teachers don't. Principals certainly don't. Life has a funny way of having us take the next step before we're fully prepared. But courage isn't having all the answers. Courage is moving forward when you don't. As you leave Tupper Lake, you'll discover that the world is much larger than the place that you've always called home. You'll meet people whose experiences are different from yours, have new ideas. You'll find opportunities that challenge you and perspectives that broaden your understanding of the world. Welcome those experiences. Stay inquisitive, listen carefully, ask thoughtful questions. Allow yourself to grow. The strongest wings are not rigid. They adapt, they learn, they evolve. Graduation has a way of pulling us in two directions at once. Part of us looking backward, remembering childhood, friendships, victories, and disappointments, and all the moments that brought us here. And another part is looking forward towards careers and college, travel, families, and all the possibilities that lie ahead. Yet while everyone around you is talking about your future and reflecting on your past, I want to remind you of something important. Life is happening now. Not next year, or when you earn a degree or get a promotion or buy a house. Not when you finally figured everything out. It's happening right now. We spend so much of our lives preparing that we sometimes forget to live. We think that life is a series of highs and lows, when in reality, it's lived in the spaces in between. We tell ourselves that happiness, success, or fulfillment is waiting somewhere out in the future. But life isn't waiting for you someday. Life is happening now, and there's power in that now. Tonight is not simply a bridge between your past and future, it's a part of your life itself. Don't rush it. Be present. Remember the faces in this room, the feeling of this moment, and the people who helped you get here. As your wings carry you forward, remember that they are not only meant to lift you, they are meant to help you lift others. Encourage people, support them, and stand up for them. Use your talents, your education, and your opportunities to make life better for someone else. At the end of the day, your success will not be measured solely by what you accomplish. It will also be measured by the impact you have on the lives of others, the kindness you show, the character you demonstrate, the differences you make. Class of 2026, I hope you dream big. I hope you take risks and have adventures, that you discover strengths and talents you didn't know you possessed. I hope you find work that challenges you and people that inspire you. And I hope you always remember where your roots began, not because they will hold you back, but because they will remind you of who you are. The community will always be a part of your story. These mountains will always be part of your story. And this school will always be a proud part of that story. I've watched you grow. I've seen your perseverance, your kindness, and your resilience, and I've seen enough to know that you are more prepared than you realize. Tonight, your families, your teachers, and your community celebrate everything that you've accomplished. Tomorrow, the world begins to discover what we already know. You are strong. Your wings are ready. And at this moment, right now, is yours. Congratulations, class of 2026. We are extremely proud of you. I would like to ask Haley Callahan, Senior Class President, to come to the stage.
Good evening, administrators, faculty and staff, families, honored guests, and most importantly, us, the class of 2026. It is truly a privilege to stand before you today as your class president for the final time after these last 3 years. As I look around, I see more than just a graduating class. I see a group of individuals who have worked hard, grown through challenges, built lasting friendships, and created memories that will remain for us for years to come. As graduation got closer, I was stopped in the hallways by plenty of people asking, "Do you know what you're going to write about in your speech?" And every time I answered, "Oh yeah, I'm almost done," knowing full well I hadn't even started drafting it. I mean, how could you? What do you say? How do you possibly sum up the last 13 years in a few pages that everyone might forget about in a month anyway? But I did my best. So before we go our separate ways, let's take a moment to reflect one last time. It's crazy how quickly it all happened. It feels like just yesterday I was staying up till midnight playing video games during COVID. And then suddenly I was staying up until midnight cramming assignments due to 11:59. I guess when people said these would be the fastest 4 years of our lives, they weren't kidding. You don't really understand how fast it goes until it's right in front of you. Until you're standing here in a cap and gown, looking at your classmates, and realizing that this chapter is coming to an end. No more running through the halls, no more asking your parents for money at the book fair, no more stressing about that test you completely forgot about, no more. And while part of me wishes I could go back and relive some of those moments, I realized something. We can't change the past, but we can learn from it. So if there's one thing I'd like to leave behind for the underclassmen, it's this. Don't let anybody decide your limits for you. The biggest obstacles you'll face are often the ones you place on yourself. If someone tells you your dreams are unrealistic, don't let that discourage you. Let it motivate you. Work hard, prove yourself right, and one day you'll be able to look back and say, I told you so. Be the person who stands for what you believe in. Be the person who doesn't back down for a second. But the thing I stand most by, be somebody who makes everybody feel like a somebody. What that means is you don't have to like everybody, but you do have to be nice to everybody. It takes more effort to think of something mean to say over something nice to say. So keep that in mind next time you speak to somebody. With that, you also shouldn't care about what others think of you. If you constantly spend your life trying to focus on everybody else's opinions, you'll never live your life. Now for the incoming seniors, it's gonna fly by so fast. Now I know you hear that a lot, but trust me when I say you will blink 1 second and be at homecoming, and blink next and be at prom. Then you'll be sitting with your class moments from graduating, never fully aware of what life is gonna be like the second you step outside of these doors for the last time and into the new ones. Now as Ivy Lee Miller said, this isn't the end, it's only the beginning. Thank you, class of 2026, for these last 13 years. I wish you all the best success in life. And to the upcoming seniors, good luck. You'll be here before you even know it. Thank you.
Thank you, Haley. At this time, I would like to call to the stage our class salutatorian, Cohen Gerstenberger.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I am Cohen Gerstenberger, and I'm the salutatorian of the 2026 graduating class. That basically means that I spent the last 4 years working very hard to be first, but ended up just being the first loser. Because as the great Ricky Bobby once said, if you're not first, you're last. In all seriousness, though, I did put a lot of time and effort into my education. I spent hours studying, sitting through lectures, and stressing over assignments that were supposedly worth half my grade, but somehow never made it into the grade book. Looking at you, Miss Carey. Outside of school, I spent most of my time in sports. I always appreciated the brotherhood that came with playing football, where the team felt like a second family. And there's something about suffering through a 6-minute drill together that creates a bond stronger than anything else could. And I have to give credit to Coach Klausner. He always made sure we showed respect on and off the field and carried ourselves like gentlemen wherever we went. And for anyone who played football, he taught us lessons that went far beyond anything in a classroom and helped us become the men we are today. Now for my classmates. When we leave this building and go our separate ways, well, what happened in the days ahead is uncertain. Our past has shaped who we are today, and the choices we make today will help shape who we become in the years ahead. In other words, the past helps the present determine the future. For many years, my great-grandfather, Bob Duane, did the popcorn letters in our local newspaper. Several years ago, he ended with 2 words, time and think. He thought these words were very important to remember, for they could determine what happens in our lives. Time is one of the most haunting things about human life. We are all subject to it and the possibilities it gives us. And we need to use the time we have to think ahead and create the lives we envision for ourselves and the goals we want to achieve. So keep these words in mind as we part ways into the future. And finally, parents, teachers, and coaches, I appreciate you for your guidance and encouragement over the years. Thank you, everyone, for listening to what I have to say. Make sure you keep the faith and raise them up and slam them!
Thank you, Cohen. Now our high school chorus will be joined by senior members for the last time to perform Vienne by Billy Joel. Now I'd like to invite the class valedictorian, Allison Rishi, to the stage.
Hello, everyone. For most of you, this is probably the first time hearing me speak in many years. I know you'll just want to get out of here, so this will be as short as Mrs. Savage lets me. Most valedictorian speeches that I've seen give advice for your future or something like that, but I think that's better left to someone who's actually done something with their life and not just a high schooler. So I'll leave you off with a quote from my favorite game, Minecraft. It goes a little like this. The universe said everything you need is within you. The universe said you are stronger than you know. The universe said you are the daylight, and the universe said you are the night. And the universe said the darkness you fight is within you. And the universe said the light you seek is within you. And the universe said you are not alone. And the universe said you are not separate from every other thing. And the game was over, and the player woke up from the dream. And the player began a new dream. And the player dreamed again, dreamed better, and the player was the universe. You are the player, wake up. I like this quote because it comes from a game where you choose how you experience it. You get thrown into the world and you have to set your own goals and figure out what's important to you. It looks like my word count is up, so thank you.
Thank you, Allison. At this time, I'd like to ask Superintendent Mrs. Welsh to come to the podium.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, staff, and most importantly, the class of 2026. I have the distinct privilege of seeing our district from many angles. But today, looking out at all your caps and gowns, my view is simple. I see the absolute best of Tupper Lake. When you grow up here surrounded by the Adirondacks, you learn a few things about nature. You learn that the tallest, most resilient trees aren't just strong because of what's above the surface. They survive the harshest winters and the strongest winds because of what's underneath, their roots. Tupper Lake is a place with deep roots. We're a community built on grit, hard work, and looking out for one another. We see it when the town shows up to support our lumberjacks, our red and black players, or an art exhibit. We see it in the way neighbors step up without being asked when times get tough. We see it in the generational pride that echoes through our streets, from the Racket River to the Wild Center. You didn't just get an education here. You absorbed a culture of resilience. You know what it means to be part of something bigger than yourself. As you prepare to cross the stage in a few minutes, we promise, those roots are about to do exactly what they were designed for. They're going to anchor you while you reach for the sky. Some of you are headed off to college or trade school. Some of you are entering the workforce, and one is answering the highest call to serve our country in the military. You are moving into a world that is fast, loud, and constantly changing. In your next steps, people will ask you what you want to do, what you want to buy. But the most important question is, who do you want to be? When the world gets confusing, and it will, look back on your roots to find your values. If you learned kindness at your Tupper Lake kitchen table, take that kindness into your dorm or workplace. If you learn the value of hard work on the fields, the stage, or in the classroom, bring that work ethic to your boss or professor. If you learned how to be loyal right here in these hallways, keep holding on to that integrity. Never mistake where you came from for how far you can go. Your roots aren't an anchor holding you back. They're the foundation keeping you steady while you build your future. Class of 2026, the world needs what you have to offer. It needs your grit, your community-minded spirit, and your unique perspective. No matter how far you travel or how high you climb, you will always have a home base right here. You will always be a lumberjack. Go out there and make us proud, but never forget the soil that you grew up in. Congratulations, class of 2026. Every year at graduation, we also take a moment to pause and recognize a member of our faculty who embodies the absolute best of our district. This year's Outstanding Educator of the Year is someone who doesn't just teach a subject. They cultivate a safe harbor for self-expression, confidence, and creativity. They've been a foundational pillar of our school since 2007. For nearly 2 decades, this educator has watched generations of students walk into their classroom as children and leave as deeply introspective young adults. If you were to look for this teacher during a major school milestone, whether it's homecoming or prom, you won't find them relaxing. You'll find them volunteering behind the scenes, staying late, arriving early, and doing the heavy lifting without a single complaint. When something needs to get done, they don't wait to be asked. They simply step up and offer to help. Our recipient is perhaps best known for creating an incredible, uniquely self-driven independent class. It's a space where students aren't just following a curriculum, they're finding their own voice. We get to witness this spectacular fruits of labor every year during an annual expo in May, an event that transforms a routine civic duty into a breathtaking celebration of our students' souls and talents. And yet, despite the vibrant, colorful world they curate for you, the students, this educator is a quiet force. They are the epitome of someone who is humble and goes about being excellent. They're never looking for the center of the spotlight. In fact, knowing them, they're probably sitting in the audience right now, scanning the room to see who I could possibly be talking about, completely unaware that the spotlight is aiming directly at them. They don't teach for the accolades, they teach for you, the students. They teach to remind us that there is beauty in the process, value in the mistakes, and magic in a blank canvas. It is my absolute honor to finally bring this quiet force into the well-deserved spotlight. Please join me in an enormous round of applause for our 2026 Outstanding Educator of the Year, our beloved middle high school art teacher, Shannon Kavanaugh.
Very, very well deserved. Congratulations, Mrs. Kavanaugh. And now I would like to bring to the stage Cadence Flagg to make the introduction for our guest speaker. Come on up, Cadence. I meant to flip to your page for you and I forgot. I'm sorry. There we go.
Good evening, everyone. It is my honor to introduce today's graduation speaker, Dr. Jennifer Bachant. Dr. Bachant is a proud graduate of Tupper Lake High School's class of 1997. She was valedictorian of her class and an active student athlete who participated in soccer and basketball, while also playing saxophone in the school band. After graduation, she attended Clarkson University, where she earned a bachelor's degree in biology and a master's degree in chemistry. During her time at Clarkson, she also served as a goalkeeper for the women's soccer team. She then continued her education at Upstate Medical University, where she graduated as co-valedictorian of her medical school class in 2006. After completing medical school, Dr. Bachant finished her OBGYN residency at Tufts Medical Center in Boston before returning to New York. She joined a private obstetrics and gynecology practice in Queensbury, where she eventually became a partner and owner. Today, she works as an OBGYN physician with Hudson Headwaters Women's Health in Glens Falls. Despite her many academic and professional accomplishments, she says her greatest achievement is being the mother of her 3 wonderful children, Corinne, Karis, and Tristan. As someone who grew up right here in Tupper Lake, she has always held this community close to her heart. She accepted this invitation to speak tonight because of her love for Tupper Lake, her appreciation for the teachers and mentors who shaped her journey, and her desire to give back to the next generation. Graduates, please join me in giving a warm welcome to one of our own, Dr. Jennifer Bashant.
Okay. I delivered 4 babies last night, and I'm very scared of this. I want to thank the Tupper Lake High School faculty, the seniors, parents, and guests, and Mr. Christopher Savage for inviting me to speak today at this amazing occasion. I also would like to thank Mrs. Melissa Savage. Back in 1997, Chris and I were classmates and friends, and were planning on going to the prom together. He had started dating Melissa soon after he asked. She loaned me her new boyfriend, now husband, to take me to my senior prom so I wouldn't have to go alone. Even as teenagers, they had amazing character, and I think that most people in this room know that has never changed. I feel very honored to be here. As you know, I was raised here in Tupper Lake as well. Small towns sometimes get a bad rap for being boring, but those who are raised in larger areas do not know how small towns can feel like home. I learned to swim at Little Wolf Pond, and I learned to ski at Big Tupper. I can't imagine, what a gift to have that right in my backyard, and I hope Big Tupper opens again real soon. I just live a couple of hours south of here, but every time I tell someone where I'm from, they say how beautiful and friendly it is here. I know that that's not the experience of everybody, but I truly hope that it is the experience of most of you. Sometimes it takes leaving to feel it and realize it. For some of you, you already know that here is where you want to be, but for others, you will go off and explore other places. Some of you will return to stay, and others will be back only to visit. But either way, this town will likely keep a place in your heart. As I was writing this, I was trying to think of how to wow teenagers these days. I have one as well, and she is often underwhelmed by me. I also have 2 others that are 9 and 12, and a bonus 11-year-old in my life who are also likely underwhelmed. Though I will say, they like my dramatic work stories and are absolutely horrified by the things that I bring home. They refuse to wear my booby socks on crazy sock day at school. I tend to tell a story with full body reenactment. My son had the look of excitement, then fear, when I showed up to be the mystery reader at his school. Apparently, your mother reading a book in front of your class about vaginas and puberty in the 3rd grade may get you eating alone for the rest of your educational career. A large sigh of relief when I pulled out The Places You May Go by Dr. Seuss instead. I hope one day they will appreciate the things about me that once embarrassed them. Along that same line, graduating seniors, give your parents some grace, especially today. They are very happy for you and overwhelmingly proud, but they have silently cried on the days leading up to this because they know that one of their favorite chapters is closing and a new, more unknown chapter is beginning. They know that it's necessary, but never received the book after they had you and had to let you go. Let them take all the pictures that they want. They likely paid a lot for those smiles. Parents, they've been watching you a lot closer than you think for their entire lives. That's good and bad. You have made a difference and always will, even if they do not let you know of your positive impact for years to come. They will always need you. Some of the parents here went to school with me and even played on sports teams with me. I think we're getting pretty old. I will say, after all of these years, some of my treasured memories that I have are in this gym. I almost licked my shoes when I walked in, and I couldn't remember why, but now I remember all those suicide runs, and at the fields of LP Quinn. Some of what I have to say today is advice that I picked up along the way to age 47. Most of it took me until my 40s to totally understand. We are all works in progress. I have been thinking about different pieces of advice that have helped me and have compiled a list so that may help you. Some of it may resonate now, but some likely will not for years. Later you'll go, that's what she meant. I want you to have a jump at 17 and 18 on what took me this long to figure out. Some of the advice came from my children, and some also came from my colleagues and nurses that I work with, and they have seen some stuff. I will blame them if some of the advice is borderline inappropriate. So here we go. Do not overpluck your eyebrows. Styles and trends change dramatically over time. Those middle hairs will never fail you. You can't kill them. They will be back within a week. You can't burn them. You cannot destroy them. The ones that you desperately want back, the ones that form that perfect arch, are likely gone for good. Take care of your body as best as you can. It's going to be with you for hopefully a very long time. Invest in your physical and mental health. Try to get sleep. Keep moving even after you retire someday. Be mindful of what you put in your body, but also don't forget to live. It is, however, ice cream season, and the skyline is open. Brush your teeth and floss. It only takes a couple of minutes. Do not open bottles or rip tags off with your teeth. For some reason, health insurance decided that the teeth and eyeballs are separate from our regular health coverage, and dental care is extremely expensive. So on a more serious note, you cannot change people. This takes a long time to figure out, and I'm still trying to digest it. But people only change when they want to. The more that you push them, the more they will push back, even if they love you and know that you are well-intended. You can, though, however, be a positive influence on people with your own actions. If you wish a loved one would exercise more, invite them to join you. Good or bad, we need to meet people where they are. And this doesn't mean that you have to accept being treated poorly by people. Accept people for who they are, or sadly move on if their lack of change compromises your morals and integrity. It's okay to set healthy boundaries with people. Boundaries are not meant to control others, but they are limits to help protect your well-being, energy, mental health, and let you communicate your own needs. This next one I read in a book called Untethered Soul by Michael Singer and found it quite interesting. You're not that little voice inside your head, that voice that's always full of doubt and questioning and overthinking everything you did or do. That little voice also obsesses a lot about what other people may be thinking of you. If you're unsure of what I'm talking about, think about that little voice in your head that's always talking to you even when you're trying to fall asleep. It can be very loud in the shower. It's talking to you right now. I don't know what she means by that little voice talking in my head. I don't hear one. Well, that's the voice. I just want you to know that that voice is not you. You wouldn't even choose to probably be friends with that person. He or she can be a downer, so don't believe everything that he or she says. Other than your close friends and family, people really think about us a lot less than we think. Just like most of us, they're focused more on their own problems than lives. You only have so much energy. Give it to those people and to those things that matter to you. Most of us waste a lot of our energy on things that in the long run never mattered. I advise you to read the book Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff, by Richard Carlson. It's broken up into small 1.5-page chapters for those of us with short attention spans. Stay in the present as much as you can. This is so much easier said than done. We can spend a lot of our time worrying about what is coming and how we will handle things that are coming, or how we handle things that have already happened. Examples include all the tests that you all have just taken, applying to jobs and colleges, trying to write an impactful speech that will wow people on little sleep while keeping 3 children alive and happy and not embarrassing yourself in your hometown and being booed off the podium at graduation. Please don't do that. Most of the things we fear will never happen. And if some do, we'll get through it. Worrying does not help any of it. We have control over much less in our lives than we think. Be accountable. None of us are perfect. We're all gonna make mistakes, no matter how much we try not to and how good our intentions are. The important thing is to own them. Admitting that you are wrong is not a sign of weakness, as we are all gonna be wrong at several times in our lives. We cannot learn from our mistakes if we're too busy denying them, trying to cover them up. This one thing will make you a much better parent, friend, colleague, and partner in this life. You are ultimately responsible for your life. Now, this is not to be taken too seriously or too lightly. It's kind of a gift. Granted, we all start at different places, and we may have very different resources to start with, but ultimately, we are in charge of how we show up and how we respond to the things that happen to us. You will come to find that happiness has less to do with what happens to us and a very lot to do with how we choose to respond to what happens. Along the same line, be careful not to take on responsibilities that aren't yours. You're not responsible for the emotional regulation of others. This can drain your energy and is not sustainable. Love and kindness can sometimes turn into enabling and resentment if not checked. Try not to take everything personally. I find this one very hard. The way that people treat you is often a reflection of how they feel about themselves. This doesn't make it right, but it may take the sting off. Be compassionate and kind. Try to be the calmest person in the room. Do not let someone's negative energy change who you are or how you show up, even if they don't deserve your good graces. This will give you peace, which is worth more than revenge or getting the last word. When in doubt, take a couple of deep breaths before you speak or engage with someone who has not been the best to you. Try not to be purely reactive. Remember the power of words before you speak them. People remember the bad things you say to them far clearer and for far longer than the good. I can remember what I was wearing the day that I got a check mark on the chalkboard next to my name in kindergarten by Mrs. Sparks when I was talking. But I can't remember what I ate last night. Be careful of what you put in writing. A small argument between you and someone you love can be lasting when they have the chance to reread your words over and over. Your words can lift someone up or tear them down, so please lift them up. Be reliable. Mean what you say and follow through. This is how you gain respect. Make sure that your words accurately reflect who you are. With that said, learn to listen more than you speak. I also struggle with this. Like so many of us, I struggle with trying to fill awkward silent pauses in conversations. Your silence will let those who are speaking know that you're interested in what they're saying and really paying attention. Resist the urge to one-up every story, even if you have a good one. Give someone else the spotlight. Your time will come. You're going to succeed at so many things in this life, but you're also going to fail at some things, probably many things. Let's be real, life is honestly a lot about messing up and how we overcome this. There will be a time when you lack money, time, skills, or all three. Get comfortable with discomfort. As Dory said, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. I said that last night as I was on the labor unit thinking I was never going to get through and get to the stage. Almost there, guys. Find harmony between your expectations and reality. Sometimes we need to set the bar just a little lower. The tooth fairy, for instance. Be sure to remind your future children that the tooth fairy typically comes within a few business days of the lost tooth. Not always exactly on the day of the loss, and sometimes during the daytime when they're at school. I also advise my kids to put their teeth into nice slippery Ziploc bags to help the tooth fairy find it under the pillow and to aid with a nice silent extraction. There's also not always any rhyme or reason as to why what she leaves. It is nothing personal regarding that particular child or tooth. The tooth fairy also has to work around when the bank is open and that we live in a more cashless society. This will help prevent more disappointment in a world that is unpredictable and forever changing. Learn to let things go. So much easier said than done. If you keep everything negative that happens to you like bricks in a backpack on your back, by my age, it can be hard to walk. Be like Elsa and let it go. Sometimes you need to ask for forgiveness and not permission. Never make decisions when you're angry or promises when you're happy. I saw a quote by Maya Angelou that kind of was interesting as well. She put, "Do the best that you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better." Rinse your cereal bowl right away. That stuff sets like concrete and you're about to be doing your own dishes. Never go past a lemonade stand without buying some. This I learned right here at Tupper High School in Mr. Harriman's Earth Science class. An update on lemonade stands. They rarely have change. That lemonade may cost you $10, but it'll make you smile, and it'll make them smile too. To wrap things up, without being too inappropriate, I want to leave you with some healthy OBGYN advice. Be kind to your mom when she uses the bathroom 3 times more than you. It's because of you. Also, never give up on an opportunity to use the bathroom. The next rest stop may be closed or in poor working order. You do not need to shave for us. In pregnancy, we actually frown upon it. Your visualization is quite poor, especially in the 3rd trimester, and we don't want to see you in the ER with an unfortunate self-inflicted laceration to your lady bits. We don't care what your underwear looks like or where you hide them during the visit. We notice your socks a lot more, and we appreciate fun ones, so be creative. Tampon applicators are not to be flushed down the toilet. Yes, I had a colleague that discovered this around age 40, shortly after she bought her first home. Septic systems are expensive, and treat them with a healthy respect. Now, I know I'm in the era of lots of TikToks and Instagram, so we don't care what you see on TikTok. Please do not drink large amounts of castor oil in an attempt to put yourself into labor. Those delivering you will not be able to unexperience it. For those who don't know, castor oil can cause uterine irritability, which some hope will cause labor. Castor oil also causes bowel irritability, which causes massive amounts of watery diarrhea that comes out with every contraction and push. I can only compare it to the slushy machine at Stewart's. Sadly, it does not make the room smell of lemon, lime, or strawberry. And if you go to a teaching hospital, you will likely be having the intern deliver you, as they will have drawn the short straw. And finally, wipe front to back. We are in an OBGYN shortage right now, and this will lighten our load of preventable visits. So thank you again for having me. We are all very proud of you and excited about the next chapter. I want you guys to please be safe tonight. If you need a ride, you can definitely call 8675309.
Thank you, Jenny. That was great. Okay, here we are. It is now time to present the seniors with their diplomas. Graduates, yes, yes. Graduates, when I call your name, please come up to receive your diploma from Board of Education President, Mrs. Jane Whitmore. Allison Mackenzie Rishi. Allison will be attending RIT this fall. Cohen Max Gerstenberger. Cohen will be attending SUNY Canton. Colin John Bentz. Colin will be attending Clarkson University. Ashton Paul Metz. Ashton will be attending Clarkson University. Jonah Mason Kendall. Jonah will be attending SUNY ESF. Lucas Francis Langdon. Lucas will be attending St. Bonaventure. Avery Ruth Schweitzer. Avery will be attending SUNY Plattsburgh. Brock Edward Fleshman. Brock will be attending St. Bonaventure. Haley Ray Callahan. Haley will be attending SUNY Canton. Gaetano Lobue. Gaetano will be returning to Italy. Isabella Montiero Lima Verge. Bella will be returning to Brazil. Katerina Prochaskova. Katerina will be returning to Czech Republic. Haven Clarence Coro Humberstone. Haven will be attending SUNY Potsdam. Brendan Matthew Clark. Brendan will be entering the workforce. Sawyer Roland Douye. Sawyer will be entering the workforce. Yes. Oh, did I get out of order? Oh, there he is, sorry. My mistake here at the microphone. Liam Douglas McLean. I jumped down like on the page. Liam will be attending SUNY Canton. Luke Michael Dominy. Okay, thank you. I'm on it. Yep. Luke will be entering the workforce. Cadence Cheryl Flagg. Cadence will be attending SUNY Canton. Iria Ruano Gomez. Iria will be returning to Spain. Amelia Lenore Pratt. Amelia will be attending SUNY New Paltz. Maggie Marie Burns. Maggie will be attending North Country Community College. Miley J. Brown. Miley will be attending North Country Community College. Alexa Bethany Lindsay. Alexa will be entering the workforce. Gwen Olivia Colzer. Gwen will be attending SUNY Canton. Lily Marie Hollingsworth. Lily will be attending North Country Community College. Gabrielle Jewel Bolio. Gabby will be entering the workforce. Chloe Carolyn Hyde. And Chloe will be entering the workforce. Keegan Nicholas Crom. Keegan will be entering the workforce. Dylan Paul Combs. Dylan will be entering the workforce. Ava Sue Fortier. Ava will be attending college this fall. Vivian Lee Allen. Vivian will be attending North Country Community College. Hannah Lynn Callahan. Hannah will be entering the workforce. Madeline Marie Richardson. Madeline will be entering the workforce. Daniel LeGrand Flag Schneider. Daniel will be entering the workforce. Timothy Joseph Peterson. Tim will be entering the workforce. Aiden Allen Churko. Aiden will be joining the workforce. Tanner James Varden. Tanner will be attending Norwich University. Morgan Teresa Lohr. Morgan will be attending North Country Community College. Joelle Pearl Bedore. Joelle will be entering the workforce. Antoine Gachowski. Antoine will be attending SUNY Schenectady. Andrew James Kavanaugh. Andrew will be attending SUNY Canton. Benjamin Mitchell Leving. Ben will be entering the workforce. Robert Ayotte. Robert will be entering the workforce. Carter Lee Lanthier. Carter will be entering the workforce. Brendan Arsenault. Brendan will be joining the military. Braden Harris. Braden will be entering the workforce. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from right to left. Everyone, it is now my privilege and honor to present to you on this 26th day of June, the Tupper Lake Central School District graduating class of 2026. And now we'll take a moment for seniors to present some flowers to their families. Jenny, way to go. You see how much I'm sweating? It's so bad. Jenny, that was so great. At this time, I would like to please welcome Alexa Lindsay to the stage for our closing remarks.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, faculty, staff, families, friends, and of course, the class of 2026. First of all, I think we all deserve a round of applause for just making it to this point. 4 years ago, we walked into school as freshmen who thought we knew everything, and now somehow they trust us enough to hand us diplomas and send us into the real world. Honestly, I'm not sure that's the safest decision, but here we are. Going to a small school is something we'll always be grateful for because we didn't just know each other, we truly grew up together. We've spent years in the same classrooms, on the same teams, at the same events, and after a while, the people around you stop feeling like classmates and start feeling more like family. We've seen each other's personalities, habits, and probably way too many embarrassing stories. We've seen each other on good days, bad days, Spirit Week days, and the days where everyone looked like they got about 2 hours of sleep. Even though we complained about school constantly, I think deep down we all knew these years would matter to us someday. Throughout high school, I've had the chance to be a part of the soccer, hockey, and golf teams. Sports taught me a lot about hard work and leadership, but they also taught me how important it is to enjoy the people around you while you have the chance. Because over these past few years, life also reminded me how quickly things can change. During high school, I faced losses that changed me more than I realized in the moment. There were days I would walk into school, go to practice, laugh with my friends, and act like everything was normal while quietly carrying grief that felt impossible to explain. And I know I'm not the only person here who's felt that way. Losing people you love changes the way you see everything. It changes the way you look at time, relationships, and ordinary moments. You start realizing how fragile life really is and how quickly things can change without warning. There were moments during these years where it felt difficult to keep moving forward, but the people around me helped me through it more than they know. To my teammates, friends, coaches, teachers, and family gave me reasons to keep showing up on days even when it felt hard. And I think one of the biggest things I learned through loss is that change doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes strength is just showing up through the day. Sometimes it's continuing to show up for people even when your heart feels heavy, and sometimes it's finding reasons to laugh again after going through difficult moments. That's something I've always tried to do. If you know me, you know I've never liked taking life too serious all the time. I've always believed that even during stressful or difficult moments, it's important to laugh, enjoy life, and make memories with the people around you. I mean, let's be honest, some of us mastered convincing our parents to call us out of school more than we mastered schoolwork. We might need to invest in planners now because we're gonna have to start making appointments and we can't forget those like we did the assignments. But honestly, I think the imperfect moments are what made high school memorable. Not the grades we got on random quizzes or those assignments we already forgot about, but the conversations in the hallways, walking into class and immediately hearing someone say something ridiculous, Friday night games, or the moments right after games when no one was in a rush to leave. The feeling of knowing almost everyone around you. Those are the things that made this place feel like home. I also wouldn't be standing here tonight without the people who helped me through my hardest moments in life. To all the parents, thank you for supporting us through everything, every game, every bad day, every success, every loss, and every moment in between. Thank you for always being there for us, even when we didn't know how to explain what we were feeling. Your love, support, and strength carried us through more than you probably realize. And to my classmates, thank you for making these years what they were. Thank you for the memories, the laughs, the friendships, and all the moments that even made regular school days fun. As we leave here tonight, we're all heading in different directions. Some people have their future completely planned out, and some are still figuring it out as they go. But honestly, I think that's normal. None of us are supposed to have life completely figured out at 18. I think that's what matters most, is not having every answer right away, but becoming good people along the way. Being someone who shows up for others, someone who works hard but still knows how to enjoy life, someone who makes people feel included, appreciated, and cared about. Life moves fast, faster than we think. So take the picture, stay a little longer, tell people you appreciate them, and stop overthinking everything so much. And no matter where life takes us next, I hope we always carry the friendships, lessons, and memories from this place with us. Congratulations, class of 2026. I'm really grateful I got to grow up alongside all of you. And wherever life takes us next, I hope it's something good. See you on the next shift.
Thank you, Alexa. Thank you for attending this evening. Please rise as our class of 2026 exits. We follow them, yeah.